Alright, welcome to Operation Spider God. Bradford was very creative with names lately, so yeah, he called it a Spider God. What Bradford meant to say was that we are going to secure one of our nations against a pure retaliation mission. As always, we will start with 13 civilians plus 2 faceless ones. We will need to rescue at least 6 of them, and we're going to be up against probably what we've seen already. Lots and lots of mutons, maybe even chrysalids. We will probably see 1 or 2 berserkers. I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Hostile forces are attacking the outpost. Eliminate all enemy units and protect those civilians.
And as you've seen, we are not going in stealth. The reason why we do have concealment is due to the ranger ability. We want, however, to trigger the packs as soon as possible. Oh, that's really good. I like the fact that we do have a sectoid and a viper. That for the time being, these are easy enemies. I'm not afraid about them. Let's hope that this triggers them. Because triggered units do not necessarily attack civilians. They will first and foremost focus on you. 2 sectoids are not my biggest concern, to be very, very frank. Or in other words, I think we can pretty much deal with them.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Alright, so yeah, let's just get into a solid cover position with everyone. Snipers to the back, the remaining guys to the front. We do have a run and gun here in case that's needed a little bit later. We do have a mimic beacon. I assume that's definitely not going to be needed, but just in case. Question number 1, shall we use our grenade? The most dangerous foe here is the Viper. And the question is, how many guys can see the Viper? It's him and him. Oh well, Rupture, that's a really nice ability, but we don't need it for now. We will need it a little bit later. So yeah, let's start with the Viper, and let's start with clearing, quote unquote, the wall at the back of this building. Yeah, Viper took some solid damage. That was expected.
I'll get him next time.
Why exactly can we haywire? Oh. No. We don't want to trigger any of these guys. Look at that. A Berserker and a Mag unit. Not good. So, contrary to my previous thoughts, we're not going to move up there. We're just going to kill these guys, and that's about it. Like, literally, that is about it. I'm not going to move in. Definitely a no-no. Taking a couple of nice shots at the sectoid. We're going to use our smoke grenade because, yeah, why not? Like, this here is going to be our main fighting line. Might as well take a smoke grenade. And Nightcon, who is still concealed, will remain concealed for now. I just want to see what's in here. Good. We're not going to reveal the concealment. I rather accept that two sectoids can theoretically take a shot or do some mind spinning, but that's really not going to be an issue. If you consider that these guys here are really going to be an issue, and the two sectoids are kindergarten in comparison to what's just happening. Like, look at that, 28 hit points. Wow. That's massive. That's another advanced mech back there. Mine's been resisted, that's good. And the other sector is running away, which is fine for me. Don't you dare shooting at some civilian. Oh, he just reanimated someone. Yeah, probably one of the civilians. That makes sense. Alright, so let's take a look at the situation. We do have a mech here. We do have a shield bearer here. I know that there was someone running here, so that's really also not a surprise. And there's a berserker on the loose. Priority-wise, we want to take care about the mech and the shield bearer first. Like, that's no surprise. Let's take a look. Our guys could see these two targets. I'm a little bit displeased that no one can see the mech. That's really unnecessary. But yeah, whatever. It happens. We could start by removing the interior here, more or less. And probably this here would be wise, because it will also most likely give us vision for the other Advent who stepped behind the house. We only got the shield bearer so far. And no, we do not have sight on someone else. Why exactly is she not being able to see the shield bearer anymore? Ah, okay, because he had cover, and hence he counted as to stand on this cover, on this slot as well. So that's something that you might want to learn as well. Like when you have cover here at this spot, you are counted as to be on that spot as well. Now that the cover is gone, she doesn't have any direct line of sight, which is unfortunate, like I was saying, because it could have been relatively easy to kill this guy with a sniper. Yeah, and now we need to make sure that we still can kill it. Okay, so that could be a potential kill. The sectoid is pretty damn near, but we want to make sure that we start by killing the most threatening targets and not the closest ones. So this here could be definitely an action. Realistically speaking, the berserker is too far away to reach us within one turn, so he's not scaring me at the moment. And the Advent soldier here could be a really solid pickup for us. Let's start with this. Yeah, look at that. Nice little shot. We do have the upgrade for our rangers. So he has flanked him. That's the reason why he had additional critical strike and 3 additional damage, which was very good. We now do have the Advent mech here. Probably I'm not going to use face-off. Instead, I would want to destroy the Advent mech next. Advent mech having 2 armor would mean that there's with 6 he would only lose 4 hit points and be at 5, and with he can't even see it. Right. So before we do something, let's take a move action first, like we're usually doing it. Question is, if we move back here, are we still seeing it? No. Answer is no.
Understood. Moving out.
So yeah. To make sure that this one here is dying, let's give it the rupture shot, like we intended to increase the damage. Oh, he critted it. Well, so much for rupture. Hey, good evening, ZX. Welcome to the stream, mate, and great to have you on board. Good. So next up, we still have a couple of guys here. I guess the question of the day is, shall we reveal her as well? I don't really see any downside of this, because we already triggered 2 packs, and I feel we want to make sure that we get the most out of our turn. Unfortunately, the sectoid had a little bit different priorities. Damn you, sectoid, damn you. So that's only 29. We would have a 70% chance with our pistol, so we might as well pistol him down. We have 2 shots with him. Shouldn't forget that he is gunslinger skilled. So yeah. We shot a hole into the wall, which is a double-edged sword. On the one hand side, we only have half cover, so might as well start it with a pistol and then moved her away afterwards. But yeah, the advantage of it is we now have clearer sight with our sniper, and we're going to overwatch with her. Yes, ZX, it's looking quite good for us. We are in month number 4. Our team is pretty solid. We have had only 3 losses so far. And with the exception of last mission, all of the other missions had been completed successfully. And I definitely intend to also complete this mission here successfully. So that's the Berserker. Solid 7 points of damage. Took a double move. And yeah, that's a stun lancer. Wherever the fuck he came from. But yeah. Our first injury. I wanted to have a flawless mission once in a while again. But it seems nowadays I just can't get it, because some stun lancer still runs up. Good, let's move back. We are going to use her beacon in case something really weird happens. Nightcom also going to move back. Let's fall back to a solid line of defense here. That's super fine. First things first. If we are going to heal this round, we can't deal damage with him. So it's not going to be healing. Instead, we are reloading and going full out on damage. Before we are doing so, I think a grenade would definitely be advisable. And I'm thinking about who could be our grenadier to save his grenade still. Barack Obama is our only grenadier, shouldn't throw his grenade. So maybe we're going to take his grenade, and Duchess will be our fallback for the Mimic Beacon. Probably it's wiser to take his Mimic Beacon because the shotgun deals more damage up close. So yeah, let's start with the grenade just to get rid of the cover and also get rid of his 1 armor. Overall the damage is fine, but the cover removal really made a difference here. Now With pistol shot and face-off, we will deal more damage than with a single sniper rifle shot. So let's start with a pistol shot, solid 5 points of damage, like it, and let's face off, which is a kill and 4 more points of damage. So Gunslinger really did his job well, I like it. Now we rapid fire with our sniper. 7 points of damage, really nice. And another 8 points of damage. Kills the Berserker right away. We don't even need the beacon at the moment. So Overwatch. Break Obama for an Overwatch. And because we don't need too many Overwatches, I will just like heal to make sure we are being topped up. Yeah, gunslingers are not bad. It's definitely depends very much on the situation. At that specific situation, the gunslinger was nice. Can't deny that. There are other situations though where the gunslinger, specifically against armored targets, will find it increasingly difficult to be that useful.
Okay, I'll go.
Good, let's move up a little bit. Don't know exactly why I can't pick up the loot here.
If you say so.
Autoloader is super good. Superior speed is very, very nice. And the agility, I'm also not saying no to that, so that's okay-ish. We would want to advance now. We definitely would want to advance.
Okay.
Let's reload for her.
Back in.
That was an autoloader. Let's just take her Overwatch for now. But before we go on Overwatch, let's do the necessary evil, so to speak. I want to know what's up here. Scanned a lot and a lot and a lot units. Like, look at that. Wow. So much for just rushing in, right? So the Sectoid, like the coward he is, just ran back. We do have a zombie here. That's the summoned zombie from the Sectoid. We do have 3 stun lancers here. No, that's a shield bearer, a stun lancer, and that's a normal advanced trooper. We do have an advanced mech and a motherfucking berserker. This one here is not a faceless one. That much is for sure.
What's over there?
So we go into full cover.
Overwatch. Got it covered.
What's over there? Overwatch.
And the remainder. Yo, Roby, welcome back and welcome home, mate. And welcome to the relaxing stream. I updated a little bit the stream information down there, guys. I also updated the exclamation mark status comment. And as you can appreciate and see, I also kind of did the season 3 episodes in the highlight menu. If you ever feel like watching these, you will see all of them. Alternatively, as always, you will see them on the YouTube channel. I also updated Nightbot, finally. So a couple of necessary homework / maintenance that we've done. We know that the pack is here. We basically can see them already. So I would want to go and set up a nice Overwatch trap for them without immediately triggering them.
I guess that'll be okay.
Problem here is we don't want to be too defensive, but we definitely also do not want to overextend and be super aggressive, because that will ultimately just lead to us at the end being in big trouble. So you see me building the usual line to have everyone on a solid line of defense here at the very front, and hopefully they will run into the Overwatch trap now. The 4 to 6 extra shots will really help us. Of course, they decided that Overwatch traps would help us too much, so they just do not want to get into one. Arguably a clever decision, but it's bad for us. They moved on. So should we.
If you say so.
I'm trusting you here.
Currently, just want to make sure that everyone here is in more or less decent cover.
On your order.
As always, you want to move with everyone first before you are finishing your turn. I guess that goes without saying, but you guys know I like to repeat the mantras from time to time because it's really a part of your playstyle to make sure that you're... Wow. They are just fucking up civilians. Big time. We lost 5. There are 2 more civilians that we theoretically could lose. And that basically means we are forced to trigger this round, as of this round. Triggering, however, doesn't mean being stupid. This one should also go without saying. This here is a pack, and I think we can't split them any further. Like, they are literally, that's the pack, including the mech. So, might as well take full cover here and make sure that we can fight them. Difficult pack, definitely. Difficult pack. So, let's put ourselves
Moving to position.
into a good but not exposed position. The stun lancer and the trooper are going to be some of our more prominent targets for this turn. Unfortunately, I think we can't get both within the grenade. That's really unfortunate. Alternatively, we can get the trooper and the shield bearer. That's probably a more clever play. Plus, we can get away the cover of the sector. So yeah, let's go for this play. That was also the reason why I wanted to save the grenade, because I knew we will probably face 1 or 2 more packs. Unfortunately, the explosion radius was not strong enough to completely kill off all of them. Let's start with 8 protocoling Barrack, because he's in half cover. That will raise his cover value up to full cover. And since we still have 1 guy available to us, we can take a shot at him. Just want to make sure we find a convenient way of how to deal with this. We could go for here. She cannot be Overwatch shot, which means it renders the Overwatch of him useless currently. We will use her as to place the beacon. That already is more or less set into stone. But we could move up here into full cover. I'm just a little bit afraid there was a second pack with a mutant berserker in here. And I really don't want to trigger the berserker, right? So I need to be very careful not to have line of sight on him. So I'm thinking about what the most clever positioning would look like. We very successfully destroyed probably the full second floor here. This one is a nice cover, a nice spot for high ground. It probably wouldn't trigger, but it's only half cover as well, and I don't like half cover. This here is very dangerous because of the berserker. This here is probably the better choice, and it'll give us the option to maybe target, maybe even target the stun lancer. Now we do have an exposed sectoid. The stun lancer is probably not going to die because the critical strike chance is just too low. It's 1 1/3, and we don't even have the full potential to hit him. This, however, is a very solid hit, and we probably will end up with a crit. Yeah, just one damage short of completely killing it, which is not too bad, I think. %75% with our sniper. Or 97% with our other sniper. Let's kill the sectoid for now because we already started it. And the rule of the thumb is you always want to make sure that you finish whoever you started with. So you don't want to leave just injured guys. Stun Lancer's next. He just dodged the shot, so probably not a bad decision to not start with it. No, we don't need rupture, we just need to take a shot here. It's basically a shot into full cover. Yeah, the stock dealt 1 damage, but that's about it. Alright, beacon is up. Let's do this. The mere fact that this guy is not using his grenades, but has just used his gun, is already worth something, because the grenades are awfully dangerous. Okay, that's good. He's going to use his shield. He's always going to use his shield, like that's his second nature. And the stun lancer is going to lance. A lancer's got a lance. So yeah, he just lanced, like I was predicting it. Good. Let's start with the gratis shots. We will not get the shield bearer away for now, so might as well take the available shots. On the one hand, I'm tempted to shred him. On the other hand, we probably need the mimic beacon, pretty much. Haywire protocol could be an option as well. Yeah. The reason why I wanted to shred him is because the pistols are dealing only a very limited amount of damage against targets with armor. You could argue that probably like killing him with pistols is even better, The question of the day is, who's going to kill the Lancer, though? So maybe we'll just move a little bit back here. And don't forget, we still have run and gun if we so desire. So is there a nice spot back here where we could take a shot at him? Like this one here is out of vision range. I'm just looking how to get this guy down without like being unnecessarily overprotective. Moving over here is probably not a bad idea because that's full cover and it's out of vision range.
I guess that'll be okay.
And it's a very solid shot to kill this guy. Yeah, I was figuring that we will get it, so well done, Duchess. I like it. Next up, let's get the advanced trooper. Gratis shot just missed. Take another gratis shot. Also missed. Couple of 70% shots now missing. That's surprising, to say the least. So that's 60% or taking a 70% chance with the sniper rifle. And I think we're going to go for the 70% chance with the sniper rifle. But I even like the idea better that we take rapid fire, because rapid fire obviously it can only be taken if you directly see the targets and not with long watch. Question from the chat: is Roby ever going to come out of the sick bay? The answer is yes, bro. He will, and he still got a couple of days, but not many. And I would definitely welcome the Swamp Child here. Good, so that was finally the fourth shot for 70+% was finally hitting the target. So good job there, good job. We now want to check our haywire protocol. I am only hoping to shut him down. Everything else would be a bonus. 50-50 on shutting it down. I'm not even trying to get control of it. So let's try to get the 50-50. If his stats really increase, we will take the Mimic Beacon anyways. If not, we can save the beacon. Yeah, of course. Well, fuck you. It remains unclear why exactly that was triggering. I very specifically didn't want to trigger them, so yeah. I guess the only explanation is it's XCOM, baby? Maybe? Who knows? I don't know since when the gremlin is automatically triggering, but it seems to be a more and more frequent behavior and not the exception anymore. So I guess the answer will be, let's get used to it and just accept the fact that it happens, right? So we're going to Overwatch. Next thing is going to be this beacon. Oh yeah, great. We just were lacking one more enemy threat, right? Yeah, it was definitely the gremlin, so there's absolutely no question that it was the gremlin. I guess the question of the day is it intended, yes or no? And I would still argue it is not intended. It's a bug. But yeah, I guess XCOM can even sell bugs as features, so yeah, might also be a feature. That was, by the way, the 7th civilian. So if we keep losing more, like this one here, the mission is done and dusted. We are now being suppressed. Great. So we have lost 7. No, 7 is still okay. Theoretically, we can still win this mission. Although I more and more have my doubts that this is going to happen. Specifically since we triggered like the last pack. That was really bad. Good, let's take priorities here. We obviously need to get rid of these guys. There is a big, fat, juicy berserker behind the car. So one should not get fooled by the rather calm looks of the situation. It is not calm. The berserker is right behind the car. We are moving back. We need to get rid of this mech, and now is even harder to hit due to our brilliant idea of hacking it. And yeah, here you can now finally see the berserker. You can finally see the berserker. This one here is probably not going to kill it. Faceless one needs some loving as well. Wow, such a bad situation. So we could go for this here to shred the last remaining armor. Probably not a bad idea. We needed to reload. That's the reason why we only had one action left. And now let's use our pistolero here, our gunslinger. Another face-off to hopefully kill this guy and deal as much damage as we can. So yeah, pretty solid damage overall. I like it. We will not trigger the overwatch shot. We just have a pretty piss poor chance of hitting it, but yeah, that's okay. Not good. Let's run and gun to get A. More distance between us and that berserker with 27 hit points left. And B, to hopefully kill the faceless one. Both actions successfully done. We're moving further back. And we're healing ourselves.
Go heal them.
And yeah. Now this is going to be very interesting. Like, the Berserker itself can deal a lot of damage. Oh, it enrages, so it's going to blindly attack anyone. It just killed the Stun Lancer because it knocked it unconscious. Not a bad thing. We just lost, unfortunately, another civilian, so that's GG for the mission. We can no longer rescue all of the civilians. That's pretty unfortunate. Question is, though, whether or not we still go on. For now, I feel we are okay, and killing a little bit more for loot doesn't hurt. Just need to make sure that we are still going to be okay. I was trying to get rid of the stairs, but that obviously didn't work out as intended. Nightcon's going to reload. We are going to suppress the mutant here to make sure that he's not being able to do anything. On top, we are going to use the flashbang because I don't want the mutant to throw any grenade here. And the Berserker, to be quite honest, should also be hindered in his movement. We're going to use a lot of Overwatch. Going to move over here, and then we're overwatching. Matter of fact, they are going to approach one way or the other, at least the Berserker will, and I'm hoping to get a couple of extra shots off. Very unfortunate. I thought we could successfully finish the mission, but it was just power overwhelming again. The mid game has another difficulty spike. Like, the enemies are just, they do have such ridiculous amounts of hit points again that it gets more and more problematic for us. The enemy didn't move at all. For some reason it still says he's in high cover, but I'm pretty sure he isn't in high cover. Like, why should he be in high cover, right?
Ready to engage. On my way.
That's just for the sake of not provoking it. I want to get out of his damn grenade range. That's kind of my #1 priority for now. And as long as you're far enough back here, he'll not, and spread out enough, he'll not throw a grenade at you. This one here is finally without cover. Don't really know how I managed to get there, but yeah, that's finally without cover. He's effectively still having cover against this position, so I'm willing to continue the suppression. I'm not going to take 30% shots because I'm deeply convinced that he is going to move to us sooner or later. We are going to take 8 protocol on the Wetted Sore. And at the moment in time, we don't even care about the civilians because we will lose the mission anyways. I just want to make sure that my guys definitely will not take damage. Just want to have extra loot, a little bit more XP. That's about it. The enemy does not move anymore. That is interesting. Well, and let's put it this way, as long as Dopadizor has solid percentage shots in hitting him with his pistol, then I don't care, honestly. That's a good moment in time for reload. A couple of these guys are in range, so yeah. Yeah, it might have happened due to, chat just suggested that they froze because the Berserker just knocked out another alien. That might be a plausible explanation for it. It happened to me already once, but it wasn't with a Berserker, so I don't really know what triggered that event, but honestly speaking, I couldn't care less. Like, it is what it is. The gremlin shouldn't trigger the enemies, and that shouldn't happen either. So I guess some bugs are in your advantage, and some other bugs are in your disadvantage. That's just XCOM, baby. It's a matter of whether or not you successfully get the positive bugs. No, that's not true, guys. I'm just joking a little bit. Of course, I'm deeply convinced that XCOM is a skill-based game, so bugs are just one thing that you need to know and need to react accordingly, or even proactively need to react to it, if that makes sense. If you know that it theoretically can happen, and if you're well aware about it before, then you don't need to be sad if it happens. I know that other streamers do have other opinions about XCOM being much more luck based, but I don't necessarily agree on these viewpoints. I think there's certain truth in it, that there is definitely some RNG involved in the game, but good players will always prevail, even with randomness happening. And you see, for instance, in this scenario, we triggered 3 packs. Yes, it is true, we have lost a couple of civilians and we will not be successful with the mission. That is definitely true. But look at our position. We killed all of them, or nearly all of them, and we took minimal damage with it. So let's shortly do a reload round, because I see that some of the guys do not have full ammunition, and that's just unnecessary if you're in a situation like this. Yeah, and even in Hearthstone, so chat just says like Hearthstone is also RNG based. Yes, of course. In all of the games that involve RNG, there will always be the momentum where you feel like, wow, in this situation I just got screwed over. But I can only quote one of the streamers that I think has the right mindset and attitude. His name is JC Carver. He's a professional poker player. I don't know if you guys know him, but his stream is pretty awesome if you want to give it a try. And Kava's mentality is basically you need to logically approach the situation. True, I can fully subscribe to that one, and you need to be able to abstract from the individual event and get to a viewpoint where you are rather looking at the general events and not the individual one event that's just happening. So looking at tendencies overall and over a larger number of events. And based on that viewpoint, you will then also see that there are many events that happen in your favor. For instance, I haven't even started to count how often the hair trigger went off whenever I was not expecting it. Like, that's a fucking 5% chance. And let's be honest here, that's something you would rent about a 5% shot hitting you like for hours. Whilst if something like that happens, it's sometimes it even goes unnoticed. So there is a subconscious perception bias ongoing, where you are always trying to look for events that screw you. They are much more present and more potent in your memory, whilst the events that worked in your favor are undervalued. And this subjective valuation mechanism that's not really working logically and clearly will tell you that the game is always quote-unquote fucking you over, and that's simply not true. So yeah, that was a little bit the analytical way to approach it. The non-analytical ways, there are two fucking mutants here which are just camping, and I want to get rid of them. That's the non-analytical way. That's the way of saying, dude, these guys need to die.
I guess that'll be okay.
Why the heck is he having hard cover? Ah yeah, okay, the car itself. I see. Alright. Which effectively means if I move over here, we should be fine, right? Yeah, there we go. That's flanking, bitches. Good. I, of course, meant to say there's one mutant that we need to take care about. Wow, my guys are on fire. Like, I don't know what's just happening, but they are definitely mad about the overall situation.
Heading out.
Good. So much for Mr. Muton. And there's the last faceless one. Guys, I think we just quote-unquote successfully eradicated everyone. The only downside, which is a little bit sad, so that was the last alien. That's the reason why I'm moving into the full open without having any problems with it. So the only quote-unquote negative part is, yeah, we pretty much still lost the whole mission. So that's going to be a minus 20, minus 30 supplies per month. But we got ourselves a living Advent soldier. Like, he's unconscious, so we might as well interrogate him. What? The enemy is not even approaching us? How's this even happening? And you know, I'm still pretty surprised, like, if the enemy decides to no longer fight us, okay, that's one thing, like, but why on earth would they decide one round earlier that it is a good idea to still kill two civilians. Like this doesn't make any sense. They could have just stopped like one round earlier and we would have even successfully done this mission. Yeah. Second mission with really tough opponents in a row. Wow. It seems tonight I can't show you a mission success. That's interesting. Normally missions go quite smoothly. Don't know what just happened. Supply rate failure, and afterwards retaliation mission failure. Not the best month for XCOM. I guess the guys will be a little bit demotivated now. Yeah, but we lost no one, that's the important part. We will even get promotions, I assume. And we might even will get some loot. Oh yeah, we got the PCSs, I remember. Okay, so much for promotions, not going to happen. But look at that, we have a dodge module, it's good. And we have a superior speed module. That's even better for scouting purpose, of course.
Hello, Commander.
Wow, minus 88 supplies. And we lost a region. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Let's put it this way. Robbie's, by the way, wounded for 6 more days. Teardrop. No, he doesn't need that. We will need the personal upgrade sims on our frontliners. Like plus 17 dodge. Yeah, welcome. And she could also use a weapon upgrade. Expanded magazine is fine. Autoloader she doesn't necessarily need. And we do have another ranger. She already got speed plus 1. Yeah, let's just keep the speed one for now. Good, let's look at the damaged situation here. So we just lost contact here. Great.
Avenger plotting new course.
I am sure you will find the result.
We got ourselves 78 intel, that's good, enough to continue making contact, and we will now finally go with
Immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a
our armor upgrade. We got proving grounds and our first grenade in 2 days, that's good. We have unfortunately not enough engineers to continue here. We still need to keep one here, one power. We are fully maxed out on power. We need to continue excavation. These guys here will get us a couple of alien alloys, which we definitely will need. And more money. But yeah. So next region contract cost reduced by 50%. So that would be 80 intel, because we're currently in double intel mode. How long is this dark event still continuing? I wish there would have been some sort of... here, showed dark active events. Here. Increasing all intel costs by 100 for a month. This one here is still active, and that's the shitty part about it. But yeah, I think given that we only have one more bleep here, I would still make contact. Instead of 160, it's now 80, which is the normal cost. So effectively, we're making 1 for the normal price instead of 1 for 40. But I want to have this security net here, and I do not want to worry about that later. Wow, perfect. Look at that. We got ourselves a gas grenade. That's exactly what I was wishing for, or what I was hoping for. So let's choose our project. We will go for a skulljack, because skulljacking the first time automatically also reduces your research time. Your counter for the Advent project. So, wow, or plasma grenades. That is difficult. Plasma grenades are really good. We should get them. Skulljack.
We'll get started right away, Commander. I'll send
Plasma
word when the project is
grenades.
complete.
Please start with plasma grenades. Plasma grenades are really, 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 really good at the moment. Good. Look at that. Wangstra is back from his training, and he now got the Defilate ability. Soldiers will get +5 cumulated cover. Well, that's really good. He could now go on with a section leader. Question is, besides the fact why he still has no fucking weapon upgrades, question is, do we have an alternative while he's in training? Because I think our specialist, yeah, he's lightly wounded for 5 more days. We still got her, but she's not really a leader and not really, really good. But I still say let's keep on training Wangstra for now. So next one is spend an action to grant a free but uncontrollable defensive action, or Scavenger, get increased alloys and delirium by 30% after a successful mission, and each kill nets you an option to get them. And that is, I think, pretty fair ability. Roby, I don't know why it took them so long to reassemble yourself.
Facility coordinates locked in, Commander.
I don't know. But I can tell you, we just got ourselves another Doom counter. Yay. Cool. So, supplies and alien alloys, finally.
Maximum power consumption reached.
We can't build anything else with the exception of power relay. If we would want to excavate this one here, it'll take us another 45 days, and we probably can't wait that long. I'm just thinking about if there's anything that we need right away. We wanted to get a PSI lab, so maybe we can just upgrade this one here for additional +2 supplies. What is the potential power cost? No, we never ever get 5. Not going to work out. It's a little bit a shame because we wanted here, that's an exposed power core. So maybe we'll just start with a triple excavation here. Go for the exposed power core. I mean, that here will net us a very nice reward. That'll give us alloys and delirium crystals, like exactly what we need. And we can then build our power center here. That will delay our psionic center, but I have really no idea how else we would want to play that at the moment. I mean, you can now upgrade this one here. We would need Elerium crystals, 20, to upgrade it towards an Elerium one. That could be an option, but we are short 1 Elerium crystal. Yeah, the black market currently does not sell it. It will sell it in 12 days. We just bought all of the Elerium. And our intel is also not super, super high. So yeah, let's see if we can get the power a little bit later. So very difficult, I don't like that. Difficult, much better. And another very difficult for a hidden event. So we are going for the hidden event. I don't really know what it is. It might be problematic, but it's a protect the device, and I don't want to show you guys the third mission in a row which does not work out. So let's take the hack the hidden resistance computer, get ourselves another scientist. We counter the extra armor, which I don't really like necessarily. It's just increasing the hit point pool unnecessarily. So yeah, let's just go for this one.
Setting course for West Asia.
Good. Wow, there's 0 days for teardrop to come back, but he's currently not available. It's a matter of hours until he's back. Ah, he's back. Look at that. He was on the brink of being back. He couldn't be fielded, but now he can. That's good. I like it because that allows us to let Wangstra finish his scavenger training for now. And I think we want to get him to the higher rank. That makes sense. So yeah, let's start. And look at that, great, our prime team is back. Roby and Rusticated as our well-known Grenadiers. We do have Nightcomb as our Ranger. We go with Dopa Desor and Slinger, like one normal sniper, one gunslinger. And we take Teardrop as our commander slash specialist. Teardrop definitely needs to get the medikit. Still did not get the upgrade here for our plasma grenades. I'm pretty unhappy about that. Make utility items available, yes please. We'll give our Grenadiers the beacons. That is a sensible way of doing it, because Nightcom should scout. And the remaining guys will have grenades slash battle scanner, smoke, and healing. That's pretty much a good setup. We don't have the Skulljack yet, so that would alternatively be his second item. Oh, we could build something. Yeah, gas grenade. I haven't forgotten about that. We could build something alternatively. I'm not sure how long the Mimic Beacons still will be viable. They are currently 8 hit points and they are decreasing in their value with every new round. So for now I think a third one is not too bad, and I can tell you something that you might be interested in, which is Roby, our Swamp Child, is going to get an additional item. The question is which of the slots was the one. I think the granite slot was the one that is going to be doubled, because he has heavy ordnance. The granite in your granite only slot gains a bonus use. Yeah, so yeah, Roby has 2 gas grenades and is definitely a Swamp Child now. And we do have a couple of normal grenades with us, that's fine. Wiggling them down a little bit. We need to start building ammunition as well, because the snipers could definitely use them. But yeah, first things first, let's get the grenade upgrades and the Skulljack. Good. That looks like a pretty decent team. And I hope I can show you guys this evening at least one successful run. My ambition is to have not only a successful run, but to have a flawless one. So, welcome to Operation Steely Glove. It's a top secret mission to steal some data from Advent. We assembled our prime team. Most of the guys are finally back from the sick bay, including all-time favorites that are going to help us within this mission. We intend to get a flawless mission because our last two missions were not like super successful. I wouldn't necessarily